Good evening and hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Super Lux Gamescast. It's Thursday, March the 16th. And guys, this is a very, very special Friday because this means we are officially 1 week out from the Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's so special. It's not even Friday. It's so special.
Oh,
it's
never mind.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Dude, whatever, man. I'm fucking... Okay, listen.
John,
listen to this.
John,
listen to me.
A whole...
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I didn't.
John, no.
No.
Did you prepare a whole intro based off of the fact that you thought it was a different day than it actually
Light
is?
his ass up, Justin.
Listen up. No. Justin, don't listen to him, Justin. Don't listen to him, Justin. You don't want
Justin,
this.
Come on.
Justin, you don't want any part of this.
Smoke him.
Guys, look, I have been busy as fuck at work, so please, fine. It's 8 days, and might as well be Friday because it's fucking 9 o'clock at night. We're 3 hours away from Friday, so you know what? Actually, I was right.
I was about to say I hate to be that
No.
person, but since I'm on this coast, I get my games at 9 p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah.
So technically, yes.
All right, I'm kicking you off the group now. Goodbye. Sarah.
Oh no! Please, no!
We have a big...
John doesn't know what day it is today. He can't kick anyone off.
Whatever, man. I'm middle-aged. Fucking, I have an excuse. What's your... What's
I don't have an excuse. I didn't get the fucking day wrong, old man.
What? You know what, dude? I'll tell you what. See, CJ, when we do,
I'm never getting old, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
God, I can't wait for you. I can't wait for you to get old. I can't fucking wait. It's gonna be so good.
I'm gonna be 25 forever, bitches. Let's fucking go.
I used to think that.
Am I older than CJ? Oh, don't tell me that.
Everyone is.
Literally, everyone is older than CJ.
27 last week. This is nuts.
Yeah.
Might as well be 30. Let's fucking go.
All right, guys. Oh, by the way, I just happened to look over at the chat, and we had a Dunkin' ad just pop up. I don't know why that threw me off, but I just looked over, and all of a sudden I see time for a Dunkin' run.
RT.
I mean, we're gonna have a lot of Dunkin' runs next week when we're at PAX.
I was gonna say, so PAX is next week. You can't. Well, hold on. Well, I'm talking. Hold on. I'm gonna introduce our guests. All right, just but this is a great segue because Cam Hawkins is on the show, and I'm actually gonna hug Cam next Friday, baby.
For the first time.
It's finally gonna happen. Cam, I heard that you're tall.
I am tall. Yeah.
Like how tall are we talking here?
Almost 6'5".
Damn, you're tall, dude. Yeah. Well, you know what?
Boy.
You may be taller than me, but I can still take you.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
This is average male friendship right here.
Even if I was in shape and worked out semi-regularly, absolutely you would destroy me.
John has over 300 confirmed kills.
I tell everyone, believe it or not, you could beat me up. It could be like a 5'5" female. I'll be like, you could beat me up if you wanted to because I can't
sir,
fight.
I can't beat you up. It's okay.
Derek Derek had it right though. I scratch a mark on my arm for every kill I have. As of today, my skin is flawless and unblemished. Cam, dude, it's good to have you back on, man. And it's always a good time when you're on. And my gaming daughter Sarah is here as well. Hello, daughter.
Hi. Cam and I know each other because of our love for Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
I feel like it's been way too long since Sarah's been on.
Work.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a little bit of a minute.
Work.
It's John is living in Mortal Kombat. Derek,
I am here for specific reasons, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and we're gonna get to that. How is the rest of my podcast team doing? The ones that are here.
Well, I've been Derek and continue to be, and I'm doing okay. It's been a long Thursday, but I'm here with friends, and we're going to talk about... It's a completely good times show tonight. It's been a long time since we've had a completely good times show.
Which
we're going to have some good times.
Last of Us discourse, guys. No
discourse. Well, there's not going to be discourse. There's can't have it.
Discourse. Yeah. No, can't have that.
I can't promise that the words "The Last of Us" won't be uttered again, but it will not be in the context of discourse.
Right. I was going to say we're like there's
fair.
a reason we're going to
fair.
bring it up, but it's not for the reasons that people might think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's perfectly fine.
So guys, as always, we always kick off with what we've been playing. And since we have some guests, I figure we should probably start with them. Especially since I know at least one of our guests is going to talk about something that I want to talk about as well. So why don't we kick it off with Sarah? Ladies first. Sarah, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, thanks. I've actually been playing that Kirby game that released on Switch. I'm playing on like ultra baby mode just to have fun. And quite honestly, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know what it is, but Kirby just like gives me the serotonin boost that I need. And
Beautiful, perfect.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Excellent child.
Yeah. I played the Resident Evil 4 demo once, not because I didn't like it, but because I was like, that's Resident Evil 4. I don't need to know anything else. I already know I'm gonna play it. But wow, that's really pretty. That entire demo is just like, it gave me the same feeling that Resident Evil 7 did, which is like that weird like deja vu of I've done this before, even though it's completely different.
I have got some shit to say about the Resident Evil 4 demo, but we'll get to that. Did you want to, is there anything else you wanted to bring up, Sarah?
I'm currently downloading the Diablo 4 beta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Did you?
And that's all I'm gonna do Saturday.
Did you purchase the KFC Double Down?
No, actually.
No, you did.
I did.
Wow. Wow.
There were other ways to get into the beta than buying a Double Down, John.
Right, but you gotta ask. You have to ask.
So yeah,
I am a sucker for World of Warcraft mounts, and if you pre-ordered it, you got a really cool 5-headed like dog thing, and I was like, okay. I was like, you got me, sure.
So I don't care about Diablo really, but the reason why I did it was because I was on Podcast Unlocked, which is IGN's Xbox podcast yesterday, and we were talking about it, and I was just like, I got a KFC down the street. I'm gonna try this Double Down, even though it looks like not great. And I literally ate it before this podcast. Not bad. Like honestly, I was pretty surprised.
You're the only person I've ever heard say that.
Like
that's impressive.
I'm not a KFC hater. Like I'm not getting it all the time, but like I'll get KFC. Like
that's fine.
Was it worth the cut to your like life expectancy? Was it worth it?
It wasn't even like obviously it was greasy, but like honestly, like you could split that between two people if you wanted to.
Like I look at the Double Down, and every time I think about eating it, I think of that line from The Princess Bride when the guy's like, "I've just sucked 1 year of your life away," and I'm like, man, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'll take a pass on that one. But no, I feel like when somebody says Diablo 4 beta, I'm sorry, my mind just goes to the KFC Double Down because it's a ridiculous promotion, and it's just like
that's wild.
It makes no fucking sense that there is a promotion to buy a KFC chicken sandwich and get a Diablo 4 beta. It's never made any sense to me. Cam, what are you playing this week, man?
I recently was playing the Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC, which I reviewed over on IGN. So if you want to check out the review for that, might have given it a 10, maybe. Who knows?
I love Dead Cells and I love Castlevania.
Yeah, Dead Cells is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's the premier roguelike to play in 2023. Yep, they just continuously update it with high quality content.
The game is massive now. Like, I mean, it's huge.
Like when it released in 2018, I thought it was a masterpiece, and it somehow has just continued to make itself better, including like accessibility updates so more people can play it, and things that like it's just going above. It's continued to go above and beyond as a roguelike and indie title that I truly think, and just the Castlevania DLC specifically is like just a masterful crossover, and just does exactly what I think is the highest compliment that you can give to a crossover. And it just it made me want to consume more Castlevania things. Like I whipped out my Castlevania Anniversary Collection.
Yeah.
I started watching the Netflix show. Finally, I am on the Castlevania boat right now. I'm just like,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah,
it's not even that I never wanted to play Castlevania, and I've played a bit of Castlevania in the past, and I'm knowledgeable about it. but this kind of expedited my mindset of like, man, I really want to play through like the whole series for good and worse, or like, you know, for better or worse. And yeah, I'm gonna start that soon.
Cam, so you haven't played Symphony of the Night?
I've played a little bit of like a lot. I've played a little bit of Symphony of the Night. I know like a lot of the secrets and like things about it. I know it's like highly considered one of the best games ever made and things like that. I actually pre-ordered the like collector's edition for the that limited run did. That was like Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood.
One day it'll actually get to your house.
Yeah, I know. I'm still waiting for it to get here. But
limited runs got some issues.
I will say I like Aria of Sorrow and all 3 of the DS Castlevanias. All 4 of those more than Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night's great.
That's
but like,
fair.
It's a slightly ganky like PS1 game, and it shows. Like, but it's great. It's ambitious. But
yeah, I feel like most people they either say Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood. Because like Rondo of Blood was like kind of like 2D Dark Souls before Dark Souls was a thing.
Yeah,
is what I've heard.
Yep.
Which makes me really interested in trying that one out, probably more than because I never played Rondo of Blood. But yeah, so you know that's been up for like a little over a week now. And then outside of that,
if
you
can, if you can, try the Lords of Shadow games. They're not for everyone, but I absolutely
I thought they're great.
1 and 2.
The first one's
they're
really
weird.
good.
The first one is really good.
They're weird.
Second one's really
but
good.
I highly recommend. I think they're on PlayStation Plus's premium thing. So if you can, I highly recommend trying them.
I will definitely, like, I'm always like willing to try games. Like you know, there's a lot of games that most people would consider like fine that I really love. So like I'm definitely not against that. But yeah, outside of that, I've continued playing through the Legend of Heroes. I know that Derek's going to talk about that soon because he's finally, you know, Derek's finally entered that world, and I'm very excited for him. But you know, I'm on Cold Steel 3 right now, so I'm 2 games away from being caught up. With Reverie coming out in July, and then I think that's about it right now. But I'm hoping that once I'm done with that, I can hop into Like a Dragon Ishin, and play through that.
So I will I'll jump in next, because I am proud to say that after 85 hours, I think I'm nearing the end of Octopath Traveler 2. That is I've done almost nothing but play Octopath Traveler 2 since we got the code.
You've done nothing but teleport bread.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, Square Enix, again, for giving us the chance to review it. So I'm hoping to record my review this weekend. I should be able to finish it up tomorrow night. This is one of the all-timers. Like everything. So, and now that I'm like 100% confident, I'm in the last, you know, like the final hours of the game. Everything about this is a massive improvement over the first one, from party interactivity to the battle system. Like the visuals, like this is Square Enix like at the like mastering, like completely mastering the HD 2D visual art style. Of course, it's Octopath Traveler, so you know the music is just an absolute banger. And there's far more like. One of the biggest criticisms about the first one, and it's a criticism I shared, even though I really liked it, was it felt like a saga game in that all the stories were pretty disconnected and there wasn't a lot of character interactivity. In this one, there is a very clear overarching plot that you'll see at the end of the game, and all of the characters actually act like they're members of a party and not, you know, there's like individual, like it's still set up as like, you know, individual chapters focused on a character, but during those chapters you will have conversations with your party members, and it makes it, you're like, okay, this actually makes it feel like a cohesive JRPG party. This is one of the all-time greats for me. Like, Octopath Traveler 2 outshines the first one in every single way, and it's a great example of you know, taking what worked from the first game and doing nothing but making improvements on the second one. And this is, I'm sure, the start of a new franchise for Square, and I couldn't be happier because they've really struck gold on this one. I also played the Resident Evil 4 demo. I've played it 5 times. It's not very long. It's like, you know, 20 minutes. I am so fucking excited for this game. I am unbelievably excited for this game. Now, I will say, and Justin, I know that you're a big Resident Evil 4 fan as well. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I found I had a much better time when I switched the controls to classic Resident Evil 4.
See, I didn't have that. There's actually a lot of like custom settings and stuff that I am using and playing around with. Which is nice that I got the chance to do that for like the controls and camera and settings and stuff like that before the game came out. But I have put so much time into this 20-minute demo.
It's ridiculous how good.
It's just been I've got 15 minutes to kill. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna play the Resident Evil 4 demo.
Well, and
again.
I love Justin. I love it. I love that they kept the line. Where's everybody going? Bingo.
I love how they held it. They held him being quiet for a while, just long enough so that you think he's not gonna say it. Well, and then he says it.
One of the coolest changes in the demo is in the original. When the church bell rings and all the Ganados, walk towards the church, it's a cutscene. In this, it happens in real time, and you're just playing the game, and everybody drops their weapons and just starts lurching toward the church. And it adds a really, like, the interactivity of it makes it even more unsettling because, and like the chainsaw man, like Dr. Salvador was running after me and the bell rang and he just stopped.
Yeah.
And like lowers the chainsaw, turns it off and looks at the church and they all just start lurching away. And it is so cool and effective. Oh, it's Britt.
I made it.
Hey, there's Britt.
Hello.
Opozo.
But don't.
Did you just say hobos out?
No, don't worry about it.
CJ's been on one tonight.
Yeah, CJ's on a bender.
I'm on beer 3.
I was like, you're how many beers in?
3.
But yeah,
I know he messaged me and he was like, "Britt, I'm 2 beers in. You got to get in here."
I could not be happier for the state of Resident Evil 4. If the demo is indicative of the final game, I think we're all in for something really special.
And there's so many cool little adjustments, like how they approached it. Like Resident Evil 4 is just one of those like reverent games, right? Like if you make too many changes or go too out of line, like people are gonna get mad. But I love how they just kind of expand, like the combat stuff.
Well, like one thing,
little touches.
It's little stuff like not having to whip up my knife and aim at a barrel and
like the parry and stuff too.
Yeah,
like the parry almost kind of reminds me of like that dodge when in melee combat in Last of Us Part 2, and then you play like the first game again, and like
I will say
you miss that ability.
I will say, as somebody who has wielded a firearm in a bad scenario, the idea of parrying a chainsaw with your 9mm causes me deep psychological damage.
John, it's not with your 9mm, it's your knife. You parry the chainsaw with your knife. Come on, let's not get ridiculous here.
No, you can parry it with your gun. You can parry it with your gun.
John, I hate to break it to you, but there might be less believable things than that in Resident Evil 4 to come.
Well, you know, Derek, I'm nothing if not a realist.
No.
I was about to say, I got killed by the cow, and I didn't know that could even happen.
Oh, you didn't know you could get killed by the cow?
No, he set on fire and he started chasing me, and I'm like, this is not how this goes. And then I got just completely killed by the cow. So
I had one moment where there was like one of the villagers like set down a trap in the middle of the big fight.
Yeah, they'll set down a
shot him,
trap.
and then he stumbled back. He got stuck in his own trap.
Oh, he got sideshow bobbed.
Yeah.
And then I kicked him, and it sent him flying, and his leg ripped off.
I'm so glad CJ's here for that one.
Derek, there's a really cool little small detail in when you're fighting the new iterations of these Ganados in the remake. You can blow off an enemy's arm and he's coming at you, but you can see the parasite wiggling its way out of his arm.
Excellent. See, I've very specifically not played the demo because it's like it would be self-harm. Like I need to abstain until the game is out so that I can jump in.
That's what I haven't touched it because I want the whole experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, Octopath Traveler 2 and the Resident Evil 4 demo. Oh, and as an aside, the Chrono Cross patch completely fixed the game. It runs incredibly well now. So
nice.
Go re-experience that if you played it and weren't happy with the performance, because they really did fix it.
Please do.
I'm gonna
owe
do
it
that.
to me.
That's what I'm gonna do after I'm done with Octopath Traveler 2. I'm gonna replay Chrono Cross. Britt, why don't you? We'll go Britt, Derek, Justin, and CJ. I want CJ to get as deep in as possible before he goes.
It's a
so
dangerous
we're gonna do him
choice.
last.
That's so very. I'm gonna start speaking Spanish at some point. Don't do that.
Britt, what
I
are
have
you
been playing Last of Us 2. I started playing that. It is my first time playing through it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I never got a chance to play the game, or it just has been in my backlog. And I've so far managed to remain spoil free.
I was about to say, I was like, do you know anything? Because I wanted to.
Well, the good thing is it's a game that no one's talked about since launch. You're fine. Like, there's no conversation surrounding Last of Us Part 2. Like, everyone's been pretty quiet and normal about it.
Yeah, I mean,
even
even when it launched, nobody was really talking about it. So,
Yeah, so I've always just kind of avoided Last of Us discussions because Last of Us fans are annoying anyway. As is most gaming fandoms. But
there's a red dot over your head right now.
Okay, so you guys remember when I first came on the podcast, I was playing through the first Last of Us when the pandemic was going on, right?
Yeah.
Well, after I got done playing it, I was like, okay, now I want to go watch the trailer for the second one. Well, a trailer didn't come up for the second one. It was the big scene in the beginning of a character not being there anymore. So that got ruined for me, which I was a little disappointed for, but that's like the only big spoiler I know. Everything else, I have no idea. And obviously I started playing the second one because they're making a second season of the Last of Us TV show, and I just want to experience the game for myself so I can have as much fun watching it as I did the first Last of Us. And plus I hear it's such a controversial game that I just want to experience it for myself.
that's the proper way to do it.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of saying fuck what everybody else is saying and going in and playing it, and I'm enjoying it so far. I am close to 10 hours in. I just got to the theater. And
yeah.
So you got to the part where Abby took Joel golfing.
Yeah, that's the part I got spoiled.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Yeah. She really like. I mean, that was a birdie shot. I think.
Fucking
like
PGA Tour to the head.
She.
I that was I love that scene.
I love how we're here talking about how like it's great that Britt avoided spoilers as we are like really not even dancing around.
Says it.
Abby
loves Happy Gilmore and showed Joel like her favorite bits from it. The Price is Wrong.
Yeah, my favorite part was when
Abby showed Joel her backswing. You know what I mean? Like
my PGA Tour up in her.
My favorite part was when Abby said, "The price is wrong, bitch." That was my favorite part of the game.
The price is wrong.
I don't want to talk about it too much because the show is out, and I don't like. There are now people who are playing the game and experiencing it for the first time, so I don't want to delve too much into spoilers, even though it is a game that's been out for however many years. But yeah, so I'm at the theater. I just got done escaping all of the, I don't know, the new enemies, the sploosers or whatever the fuck they're called, the acid guys.
I love
that's what they're called, the sploosers. Yeah,
that's what they're called now.
Yeah, they're the sploosers.
Did not like that, but I did enjoy. One thing I love about this game is making infected attack other people and then just fucking booking it the fuck out of there. It's like my favorite thing. Like, I'll get spotted and then I'll be like, nope, here's a bottle, and I'll fucking run, and there'll be a clicker that runs over to the person. So yeah, I've just been mostly playing that. It's been really fun. I've been playing that, Overwatch. I have not tried the new season of Fortnite yet.
It's so good, Britt.
I'm very sad about the new season of Fortnite because like the past few seasons I haven't been interested in like what they're doing in Fortnite, but they have a skin that I want. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like go and get like do the battle pass so I can get like all the Doom guys stuff.
I didn't even know what's on the battle pass. Oh yeah.
And then this season it's really cool because they added a bunch of like this giant like cyberpunk city and like other cool locations.
It's all like movement based too. Like there's rails. Like, it's incredible. Like
but the battle pass is ass. It's like there's no major third party characters. The Aaron Yeager stuff is all like it's basically like Geralt of last season. So
Yes.
it's
Oh my
like
god.
it's like its own quest.
And it's gonna be
So,
there at the end of the game. At the end of the
exactly.
season.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, whatever I get from the battle pass, cool. But I'm really just waiting for the Aaron Yeager stuff. So
Yeah, that was my issue with Fortnite last season. Because the season before that, their ending person was
last season, it wasn't a third party. It was Doom guy was in
no,
the
no, no.
battle
I meant the season before that.
oh,
Was it Darth Vader? Was that the last one?
Darth Vader was a battle pass one in the past, yeah, but
It was Darth
three
Vader,
seasons
Doctor
ago.
Strange. Yeah.
Darth Vader, Doctor Strange was one.
But yeah, so I haven't touched the new Fortnite. I've just been playing lots of Last of Us, and I've been having fun with that. It's I just got to a flashback scene, and that's when I stopped. That's why I'm late, because I was playing Last of Us 2.
You were being a fucking gamer.
I
You
was
were late to the
gaming, yeah. So
podcast.
and then I showered, and it takes me forever to get ready.
No,
Okay, well,
don't
never
get mad
mind.
at her.
Never mind. You
I've
can't be a
skipped-
gamer if you showered.
Yeah,
I've skipped like podcasts to play video games. What are you talking about?
yeah.
I've never done that.
To be like, I
when I
stopped
have.
at 6, so we usually get on the call around like 7:45. I stopped at 6, to shower and everything. It just fucking takes me forever to get ready. So, but yeah, Last of Us 2, really fun. I'm loving the gameplay. I'm loving that I don't have to make shivs to fucking attack clickers. Yet I think Abby has to. And yeah, I don't like Abby, and I know I don't have any spoilers for the game, but I know that the game is going to make me not hate Abby anymore. And I don't know, I'm just not looking forward to it. I'm enjoying killing the wolves right now because it's very satisfying. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
What I'll say, because I broken record, but I don't really care for the first Last of Us. Never have, never will. But I really like Last of Us Part 2. And
it's longer, isn't it?
It's a lot longer.
Oh, it's way longer. Yeah, way longer.
Okay, so this is what I'm like. Does it feel long? Like, is there a point
yeah.
you get to where you're like, oh my god?
I finished it out of spite. Like there was a point where I thought it was done.
There's definitely a part where you were 100% certain it's going to end, and then it's like, no.
And I got so mad, I woke up and I finished it just because, like, fuck this game. I have to finish this shit tonight.
I think, without saying what it is, I think everybody in this podcast who has finished it would agree that game goes on about 2 or 3 hours longer than
it's a Red Dead 2 scenario, right?
No. Red Dead 2 is like, no.
Red Dead 2 is a masterpiece.
No,
like, we're not gonna go there.
Red Dead 2 commits. It commits. It's like, fuck it. You get a whole game after the end. Last of Us Part 2 is fucking pussy shit because it's like, here's 3 more hours you didn't ask for. 2 different things.
It's just like I don't like this. Like, I don't think this is. I'm not gonna make that judgment call.
You can't.
But what I'm gonna say. But what I'm saying is, like, there's a portion of the game that goes on for way too long.
Yes.
Like that's the most basic way of saying it. It's like everyone agrees that it goes on 2 or 3 hours longer than it needs to be. It gets its point across, all that stuff. But like going back to Abby. Like, I don't particularly like Abby. Like, by the end of it, I don't like think that, like, I'm like, oh, but you see where she's coming from. Like, you see like why she does what she does. And I think that she was like the most interesting character that year when The Last of Us 2 came out. Like, she was a well-written character, like well thought out, but like I didn't particularly like her. You know what I mean? So I think there's just like a difference between the two.
Yeah, there's a difference between like good storytelling and like that's the sign of a good character, is the fact that it's good storytelling and the sense that you can understand them and that you get it, but you still don't like them. Like, that's, to me, that's just good storytelling.
Like, I'm not fucking around. I'm not fucking with Abby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Abby comes to hang out. I'm like, I don't. You can go. Like, you know what I mean? She's not invited to the cookout. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Is she invited to the cookout?
Derek's invited to the cookout. Derek's invited to the cookout. We established that last time I was on.
Good.
John?
I'm just trolling Derek in chat. Who hasn't gone? Justin and CJ?
And me.
And you. Okay.
Derek was next.
Derek. Yeah.
All right.
Derek, let's roll.
So I've played a couple things. Yeah, Cam is like, let's fucking go, baby.
Let's talk about it, baby.
So
this is why Cam is here.
First, I finished Bayonetta 3, which good time. I was actually a little lukewarm on Bayonetta 3 when I started. Like, I loved 1 and 2, and I was not feeling Bayonetta 3 as much early on. And I warmed up to it more in like the middle and late parts of the game.
Really?
Yes. Once there was like a rhythm that I understood of like, okay, we're committing to this multiverse bullshit, and I'm gonna get like a new Bayonetta with a new weapon. This isn't fucking spoilers at this point. Whatever. A new Bayonetta with a new weapon with a new demon. Right. Also, you don't play Bayonetta for the story.
Yeah, well,
you know. So yeah, I mean, like I do, but I'm stupid. So. But like I was kind of vibing with the format. I correctly like predicted where the story was going to go, and then it gets there and it mostly works. But like in the way that Bayonetta works, right? This is not like high storytelling. It's a little messy. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. I don't know. Like, I enjoyed it as a game. I am choosing not to think too deeply about it as a continuation of the Bayonetta story. But it was fun to play.
It. I heard a lot of people are pissed off at the ending.
It's just bad. It's just a bad ending.
Yeah,
it's very questionable.
There's stuff I like, but like it. I mean, like, yeah, it. There's a very specific thing that I think was like out of left field that made like a particular character and a particular relationship like way more important than it ever had any right to be. And like didn't make a lick of goddamn sense.
There's a lot of weird stuff in Bayonetta 3. Like, in my opinion, like, because I did the preview for IGN and I played at PAX West.
Yeah.
And I walked out of there being like, oh my fucking god, this is gonna be a masterpiece. Like, because I did the Tokyo level.
It's sick as hell to play.
And it was
like
so fucking sick. And then like the story, and because the thing is like Bayonetta 1 and 2, actually, I really like the story because it's kind of like a full circle story.
Yes, it folds back in on itself.
It folds back, yeah, exactly. It folds back in on itself. And like, I was just like, Bayonetta 2 specifically, I was like, wow, that was great. Because I played the first 2 gearing up for 3. And like with 3, I'm just like, I don't like Viola at all. Like, the stuff with Luca is so fucking weird.
I like Viola, but yeah, Luca can fuck off. Luca has never
Viola.
been interesting.
She's fantastic.
Viola,
Really?
they could tone down the Looney Tunes a little bit, but I liked her as a foil for Bayonetta. I liked her as somebody who's not confident, who's not competent, who is like kind of this like scrappy kind of fuck up upstart action hero. Like in that she's a foil for Bayonetta. But like, let me put it this way. If there was going to be like a Viola game, I don't think I'd have any interest in that, right? She worked for me as a foil to Bayonetta. And yeah, like Luca, fuck off. I don't care. Like, Luca hasn't been interesting since the minute he appeared in the first game. Get rid of him, please.
But I think that like where Viola is at the end of this game was not earned or deserved
not at all. Not at all.
Any way. And that's the thing that was like upsetting. Like, for me, like, I think that like Bayonetta 3 has like one of the worst endings to a video game.
It's not great. It's not great
in recent memory.
The journey is great, and the destination sucked. So I loved the multiverse hopping bullshit and all the weird. That was fun shit to me. But I loved getting all the random demons and weapons, and
It was interesting. It's one of those.
You
things
get a
like,
train. You get a goddamn train.
The train is cool. The train is cool.
They brought back the clock tower as a demon summon. That's galaxy brain shit.
Are you picking up the new game that just came out?
I will eventually. I will eventually. It seems like that, from what I hear from people who have played it, and reviewed it. That seems like that's something that's going to interest me more than Bayonetta 3 did. Because I like the character of Cereza.
Right.
But yeah, so Bayonetta 3 like is mixed results, but like is a blast to play. So that's what mattered most to me in the end for that. And then I finally broke down and I at Cam's urging, I picked up the first Legend of Heroes Trails game. Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. I'm not as far in as I'd like to be because it's been a stupid work week, but I'm really enjoying it. I can see myself really burning through this. The first, like, getting into it, it's very digestible in like the opening cutscene bits where it's like, no, this is like old school RPG shit. I'm immediately in. I immediately get the characters. I immediately get the basics of this world. I'm here. You have me. The whole like fucking orbment system at first is a little overwhelming.
That's true.
Before you've gotten into it, you're looking at all the different like material types and how you can combine them. And like, it's not just that you can put different orbs on the orbment, but there are different lines on the orbment. So and the one in the middle counts for both lines.
Cool.
And what will that
it's
track
so
up to?
cool.
But I can see how if you're a fucking dork like I am, like long term, as you get that shit, it's going to really build up into a very interesting system. But I like it. I like it a lot. I did open a treasure chest like an hour and a half in and get sprung on like a battle that I immediately looked at and was like, oh no.
Yeah, those are like challenge chests. Yeah.
I'm gonna die real quick.
Yeah.
So, but I'm liking it. I do not know that I'm going to be able to marathon the Trail series. I've got so many JRPGs to play, and I just added this. I just added this whole fucking mega franchise to my plate. But yeah, that's that has been a fun little thing to, and I like older RPGs. You know, there's something.
Music. Music
me too.
is so good.
Music's great. I love that because like I haven't played any of the other Legend of Heroes games. I've only played Ys Origins. That's the only Ys game I've played, which is the same studio,
Same
right?
developer.
Same dev. But like I recognize the DNA there. I am deeply fond of a game called Reciteer, which the like graphical style kind of, again, I'm very reminded of like, oh, you're finding ways to use these like this very clunky mixture of 2D and 3D that's very charming. You know, and of it's something like this feels like, yeah, this is a Japanese like PC RPG for sure, and I love it.
How far are you? Like, what city have you like last visited?
I'm heading down like the West Main path. After like I'm not far in. Like I went to the tower and saved the kids, and I've got to go. So like I said, I have not had a lot of gameplay time, but. Like immediately though, I can tell the vibes are excellent, and I'm so in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's a great series. Like the Orbman stuff, like which I'm like you, like I like how once you figure out the line stuff and everything, just experimenting and seeing like different kind of art lists.
Give me weird nerd character building shit.
Yeah. Oh, all that's in there. That's coming. Yeah, but they do with each like arc, like so like when you get to like Trails to Zero, which is you know, like the fourth game in the series, when they start a new arc, they like dumb it down a little bit, and then when you start Cold Steel series, they dumb it down even more, which it's like one of the things that I don't I'm not happy about with the series as I've gone along. But yeah, the Trails games, like in the Sky specifically, the first two games, they're just like, it's perfect. Like it's so good. So
and the character writing's fun. The character writing's fun, and the localization is like surprisingly good for you know this. I find myself, the characters are very stock in a lot of ways so far. I mean, I'm right at the beginning. Give them time, but even so, the moment to moment character writing is very fun and is very charismatic. So
you're talking about Trails, correct?
Yes.
Like the Trails up. Okay, so as far as I know about the localization, the only reason I know this because I worked with someone who was so into these games that he would buy the Asian Steam codes for the new ones, download like an American like translation patch and play them. Is because I think with the recent Trails game, the company actually hired the people who did the mods.
Yeah, they hired
to
people
do
that
the translations.
Yep.
So it's actual fans doing them. So that's why they're really apparently so good.
Yeah, for Zero and Azure specifically, they hired the Geofront team, which is the team that did the the like unofficial localization for those games, and then they got the rights to actually publish those 2 games, and then they hired the team to like basically transfer all that stuff over. But yeah, Sarah, I because I know that you're a Kingdom Hearts fan like me, like a lot of the things that makes me like love Kingdom Hearts is present in Legend of Heroes. So if you because of how much you like Kingdom Hearts, like I really do like recommend you checking out the Trails in the Sky, the first one. It goes on sale for $10 all the time on Steam. And all the games are on Steam. So like, if you're a PC gamer, you can just play them all on Steam. You don't have to
I had to resist buying like fucking all of them. I was like, let's start with one.
Are they Steam Deck compatible?
So the older ones aren't officially Steam Deck compatible, but I have had friends that I've convinced to buy it and play it on their Steam Deck. They say that it's basic. There's really no issue.
I've read they work even when they say they don't. Bye, John.
So like,
there we go.
I will say that like I own a Steam Deck, and what's that? What'd you say?
Nothing.
You froze for a second.
Oh, I was just gonna say that
Yeah,
there are most games that say like this doesn't, like we haven't tested this yet. They'll run fine. You might just have to run like Proton Experimental or something, but they'll run fine.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, or you're, because the thing that I like about Kingdom Hearts, one of the many things is that like it's an ongoing story. This is an ongoing story. Like even after these arcs finish, like you get rewarded for knowing certain things, because it's not about just like the arcs, it's about this whole continent, Zemuria, and like how things change over time. Like they will reference locations and you'll be like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, or I know this and I know that.
That kind of sounds like Valkyria Chronicles in a way.
I don't know. I haven't played those games.
Oh,
but,
you'd love them.
I want to play them, but I haven't yet. And I think that like you can technically start with any arc, but like you will be the most rewarded if you start with Trails in the Sky, because it is the first game, and go just down the timeline because it's all chronological. Like
right. Well, like as the kind of nerd that I am, like if this is a thing that's big enough that it has like a super expansive wiki, then I have to start at the beginning. I'm legally obligated to start at the beginning, not the easy jumping in point, the fucking beginning, and work my way forward.
I'm the same way. My brain works the same way.
Yeah.
So
the really funny thing is, my coworker said that same thing to me. He's like, "Oh, you can start wherever." He's like, "But you kind of confused whenever stuff comes up."
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think the one thing that stops me from playing a series like that is A, the gameplay isn't really my thing, and 2, it's so massive. It's so like just so much from what he would explain to me during like downtime that I would just look at him like he was nuts.
He's right, but it's all worth it. Like you get something out of everything that you do in that game. Like you'll do like a side quest and you'll just get like a little bit of history of the town that you're in, or a little bit of lore like of the world. Like everything that you do in that game, or I would say like almost everything, like 90% of the stuff that you do in those games, you get something out of it that you can take with you, if that makes sense. And the thing that's nice about this whole series is that you can play the first game, and again, this hasn't happened, but if it's not for you, you can walk away with like really no issue. Like, but if you are in, you're gonna be in till the end. Like you're gonna want to keep on going.
I will interject here because we're 45 minutes in and we still
we're dropping a topic like that's
CJ. But I will say real quick, Cam, if you haven't played Chained Echoes, Derek and I will both vouch for the absolute utter quality of that game.
I plan to. I've heard incredible things about it.
But Justin, what you been playing this week? Then we'll move on to CJ. CJ should be nice and liquored up now, so this will be fun. Justin, what are you playing this week?
So like I said, I've been playing the Resident Evil 4 demo a lot. I've also been playing the new Destiny expansion, Lightfall, quite a bit. I'm having a really good time with it. I do agree with some of the complaints that the story was a bummer based off of kind of what it was hyped up to be versus what it ended up being.
Wait, which game was this?
The new Destiny expansion.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But I'm really enjoying the actual like content of the expansion. Like the levels and the new subclass and everything that they've added are just so much fun. Like, and they also had a lot of really, really good like quality of life updates that I think the game really needed, especially with like the mod system and everything. Like, the game just feels like it's in a really good place from a gameplay standpoint, and I'm just having a whole lot of fun with Lightfall.
Yeah, I had heard some complaints about the way that particular story wrapped up. I will say that as somebody who hasn't played Destiny for 2 years, like the very thought of having to catch up with all that lore, like, causes me physical damage. Like, my brain can't fucking process having to catch up on all that. CJ, Justin, real quick, Justin, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up?
I mean, not really. I've mostly just been playing that in Resident Evil 4, with like some matches of Battlefield or something, and thrown in every now and then. So not really too much else. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying the expansion a lot. I think hopefully now that we're kind of a couple weeks removed from kind of the initial day one reactions, people can actually assess it more fairly versus what it actually has.
Good. I just want you to have fun. That's all I care about. CJ, what are you playing this week, man? Tell us about which 2D platformer you're playing.
I think you mean Creed. Let's
Hold up.
What is he doing? What is he?
Yeah,
All right,
grip it and rip it, big
Good
dog.
Lord. Don't
All right,
smash the can.
man. I feel like I can, drive. Oh, never mind. I'm not playing any.
CJ's like, I could pound 1,000.
Somebody give me the keys to a car. No, I'm kidding. I've not been playing. I haven't playing anything much. I've only been playing Fortnite mostly. Yeah, I did. I spent $20 to play as Adonis Creed in Fortnite. Best decision I ever made.
That's what I said. Creed.
My favorite anime character, Adonis Creed. That literally all that's like the only game I'm playing. I've mostly been watching movies. Because games require too much work. What did I go? Wednesday I went to the 25th anniversary screening of Darren Aronofsky's Pi with a friend. They had like
Aronofsky so much.
I've only seen 2 of his films. Oddly enough, I've seen 2 of his most like Jewish films, which are Noah and Pi, like the most overtly faithful.
You should watch Black Swan. Black Swan is like in my top 5.
Black Swan's
top
great.
10 favorite films of all time.
Yeah, maybe I will. I'll get around to it maybe eventually. But Pi is exceptional. Pi is just like in very interesting, almost cyberpunk like science fiction like thriller about obsession, about finding patterns and things that aren't there, and it's this really tight 80 something minute film. Mark Margolis shows up for a bit, like putting on like the greatest accent ever. There's a lot of great references to Jewish mysticism. There's this really weird apocalyptic feel towards the end of it. Exceptional. Right before the screening, there was a live stream of this Q&A with Aronofsky and a few of the crew members, which was great. Got a little more insight. I'm still working my way through every Tony Scott film, like 5 movies. Five movies, and that's it. Done in this entire man's career, and I'll have nothing else to work towards. Absolutely bums me out, but it's a good undertaking. What else? I watched Speed last night to prep for LA traffic. When I finally make my way there in 2 weeks, and what a great movie, 100%, John. Yeah, this is my second time watching it. The absolute
that shit holds up.
Jan de Bont has no distinct style. He has no flavor in any of his directing. But man, that movie holds up better than virtually almost every other action film. Incredible.
Like one of the only action movies I think that holds up as well as Speed is Con Air.
Never saw it. No, man, there's other movies that hold up better.
This is a really Dudes Rock podcast all of a sudden.
Look. Okay, hold up. I'll stop in a second. No, of that decade, there are like a billion other movies that hold up just as well as Speed. T2, The Rock, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Die Hard with a Vengeance is holds up better than anything else. There's a whole discussion.
Die Hard with a Vengeance rules. I was lukewarm on The Rock. Lukewarm.
Race, police brutality, our paranoia about terrorism. Come on, John, get out of here with that shit. Anyway.
No, I love Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I'd love and that's about it. There's no other game I want to play right now other than Fortnite. It's got actually, guys, you're all gonna think I'm fucking insane. Guess what I did? No.
I already do.
No. Guys, I did it. I deleted my Phantom Pain save file. Guess what I'm gonna do?
No.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Are you shitting me?
Guess what I'm gonna do, baby? I'm back. I'm going back. I can't.
Are you putting another 300 fucking hours into
I'm going back. Look, guys, I have tried my hardest. I've played Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I've played Sniper Elite 5. I've played what else?
He's still chasing that high.
I've tried to play Death Stranding like 3 different times. No.
What?
I can't.
You
Nothing.
couldn't do
There
it?
is nothing else. Nothing. There is no game.
Do it?
There is no. I even restarted Red Dead 2. There is nothing. There is nothing else that compares to how good of a game, or how good, like, as far as gameplay goes, as Phantom Pain. Baby, I'm back in.
So now CJ understands how I feel about Final Fantasy VI.
Fuck it. I understand how it's the game. That's it. It's the first game I played when I got my PS4. It is like in between playing that game, I finished like 3 other games. Finished Far Cry 4, Uncharted 4, and Mafia 3, all while playing like 300 hours worth of Metal Gear Solid 5. It's the game.
You're gonna be playing Phantom Pain for the next fucking year.
That's it. There's nothing else. I've been chasing that high. Been chasing that high since 2016. Nothing. Everyone keeps recommending me shit. Nothing works.
No.
Nothing. No. That's it. We're so back. It's over.
Oh my god.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
God. CJ, you're fucking killing me.
Oh
Derek,
my god.
Derek, what's our fucking first topic, dude?
Well,
Our first and last topic.
yeah,
37
probably.
minutes to go.
So
Anyway, guys, remember, kindness costs nothing.
yeah, eat shit and fuck off. Sarah,
Hi.
you went
Hello? What is
somewhere
working?
special.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh god.
we hear
Hi.
you. Yeah,
There we go.
you went to Super Nintendo World.
I did.
Why don't you tell us about
Finally.
it?
Oh wow, I'm trying to get this to work. Why isn't my mic working? Okay, so it works sometimes, works other times.
I hear you.
Yeah. So
I can hear you
hi. I for 2 weeks ago, I went to Super Nintendo World down at Universal down in Hollywood. And for those who don't know, Universal Hollywood is an active film set. So literally right behind Super Nintendo World, they're shooting like some sort of reality TV show. It's crazy. But yeah, I went. Oh my god. It's in the bottom lot of Universal. So it's probably the size of like a high school basketball arena. And I'm not joking. It's very small.
Wow.
But it's very small. It's very tall, but very small amount of space. So normally you have to make reservations to get in. So like you have to get into the park, you need to go on your phone and you need to make reservations to actually enter the park. There is Universal dropped these hidden tickets that are $25 for the weekends, 20 for the weekdays, that grant you early access into Super Nintendo Land at like 7 a.m. And that's how me, my family, and my best friend went. We woke up at like 5 a.m, left the Disneyland resort, drove to Universal, and got there right as it opened at like 7. So the really crazy thing is you're basically walking into a Mario game. Super Mario 64, personally, in my opinion, is the right way to describe it.
So does everybody like run around and when they stop, they move another 2 feet and it annoys the shit out of everybody else?
John, have you tried to stop on a dime? That's how I run already, baby. I try stopping and I stumble forward a couple feet.
I move like a PS1 game, only 4 direction, baby.
There is way too many people to even do that. You are sardined in, baby. You cannot breathe with how many people are in this tiny little area of space. Where do you want me to start?
Well,
Like-
so here's
You said it's only the size of like a basketball arena, so like how much is even there?
So
How much is there
you
even
have
to
a
do?
So you have a couple things. You have the Mario Kart ride that's in Japan. It's basically a shot-for-shot copy of the ride that's in Universal Tokyo. It is a 3-way video game, ride, and AR experience. And what that means is you put on these like Mario helmets that are basically saw traps because you need to tighten it onto your head.
I fucking
And, like,
hate everything about what's happening right now.
and you need to snap the like AR goggles on the helmet.
Oh, how many other
So-
people have been wearing these?
Oh, too many.
Oh no, no!
Man.
You know, real
This reminds
go-karts
me of
exist.
PAX when everybody got pink eye from fucking Oculus Rift.
Bruh.
You remember that?
Getting pink guy to roleplay as Donkey Kong would be the greatest thing
It's
ever.
a whole thing. But so you walk through a queue that I think Nintendo helped to design because it's basically Bowser's Castle, like the internal of Bowser's Castle. So you pass by where he makes the bombs. I think that's how you pronounce those, the little bomb friends.
Bombs.
Bob-ombs.
Yeah. You walk by his throne that has a very creepy picture of Princess Peach on it, just
Hell
like
yeah.
sitting there.
Good.
Wait, hold on. He's got creepy pictures of Princess Peach
Yes,
lying around.
everywhere.
Expected.
And then the opening before the ride is where they teach you how the ride works. And I post this on Twitter. My favorite detail about that is they use bees in the video to show how you put on the helmet and like attach the goggles. It's basically bees.
Oh, I thought you said
Like-
bees first. I was
I
like,
wish.
what?
They put a helmet on you and fill it with bees. Then
but
they make you play Super Mario. Then they make you play Mario is Missing.
So the ride is you are holding on to the wheels of the cart, right? And on the AR goggles, you're seeing all these different characters drive past you or drive in front of you, and you have to aim using your head and shoot Bowser's kids with Koopa shells, and you get points every time you hit them. And it's for those who have been to Disney and have ridden stuff like Toy Story Mania or games like that where you get rated at the end. This is basically the same thing. But to make matters worse, there is a high score screen in the middle of Super Nintendo World that shows you who the high scores are for that day, for the week. I will say I am very proud of myself. I was 10 for the first like couple hours the park was open. So
And
I was
then,
like top 10.
see, this would just be incredibly demoralizing for me. Like,
I mean, it's
so far, Sarah, I just want to point out you've said there are way too many people here and you have to wear saw helmets. And I'm like, like this sounds like the quintessential Nintendo experience.
John's just like, I'll just replay Mario Odyssey. Like,
Yeah, like I love Mario Odyssey. I love everything about Nintendo. Like, I don't know about this one.
They serve you Yoshi meat. You know what I'm saying? They
No. See now, I've not talked about the cafe yet, so hold on to that
God.
Yoshi meat joke. I've not talked
No.
about the cafe yet.
they grew and bred
no.
like Yoshi's.
So they serve you Yoshi's eggs for breakfast, don't they?
Some of the croutons are shaped like Yoshi eggs,
Nah, okay,
and they're dyed white and green, and they're little like croutons for the salad.
Why?
Okay, so other than the ride, there is more than the ride.
Blooper.
So there are these things you can buy at the parks. It's these right here. They're called power-up bands. And they're sort of like Disney Magic bands, but the whole point of these is they allow you to play these games around Super Nintendo Land. There's about 4 or 5 of them. And you can play these games to get these keys that allow you to beat the final boss of the area, which is Bowser Jr. And these games are basically Mario levels or Mario Party games that you play in real life. So, as an example, there's one where you have to punch one of the POW blocks to knock this Koopa off of this cliff, but you have to hit it at the right time using your hand that has the band on it. And if you hit it at the right time and it goes through, you have to get these keys from each challenge that you use to go and like fight the final boss. It is like, it's cool, but it's line central. You are waiting in lines all day. There's constant lines.
CJ just put in Discord chat, I want to eat a blooper just out of fucking nowhere. So Sarah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Is Luigi as jacked in real life as he is in the games?
He's not jacked.
Funny you
What are you
mention that.
fucking talking
I
about?
met Mario and Luigi. I can confirm they're not jacked. They're actually kind of short. And their eyes just dead ass stare at you.
Like, John saw like a custom Tekken character that looked like Luigi and thought that that's like official Luigi. Like,
Well, I'm basing this off of Mario's original appearance on the side of the Donkey Kong arcade machine, where he just looks like fucking Hephaestus.
I forgot you're old.
So, fuck you, man. Okay, like whatever, dude.
No,
Fuck up, CJ.
because I brought it up, and because I probably have to mention it. So they did add Toad's Cafe into the Hollywood land, and it's basically a themed restaurant where it's tiny toads that like make your meals and everything.
Wait, hold the fuck on. Wait.
Real toads. Yeah, John, they have real
Yes.
toads
No.
all
They
over
have-
the place.
Are you telling me they have people dressed up as Toad?
No,
They're real toads.
no.
They're real toads.
They are real toads. No, there are not people dressed up as toads, but they are in cute chef outfits, dressed like
They're
the
borrowing
toads.
the technology Disney's using to make the Judy Hopps animatronic, but to make toads.
It-
Oh, I can't do a toad. I can't do a toad.
I do need to talk about how absolutely stupid the reservation process for the cafe is, though. So you have to make a reservation to even eat there, right? Which makes total sense. This place just opened. They don't want it to get too crowded, all that. Well, you make a
Well, it sounds like
reservation.
There's also
We
not
did-
enough space for people
Yes.
unless they go by
Yes.
reservations.
Yes. So we made a reservation for 10:30, right? Seems like a decent time. We show up at 10:30. We're told we have to wait in a line for reservations at 10:30. How long were we in that line? 2 fucking hours. We waited in line 2 hours after having a reservation,
So-
only to get inside and wait another 30 minutes for our food. So we
Was it a-
literally took 2 hours
So-
and 30 minutes to eat.
Sarah, was it a bunch of fucking Italian food? Was it like ravioli and
No,
spaghetti and shit?
actually. No, actually. So
John,
there is spaghetti.
John, I thought you were just gonna be like, were there a bunch of fucking Italians in there?
That's a good question, though. That's a good.
Was there like a
There-
bunch of just like ravioli and spaghetti flying around? Like,
no.
what do they have there?
unfortunately.
What do they have there?
So they do have normal, like they have a Mario and a Luigi themed burger. The Mario one is just a normal hamburger. The
What is the
Luigi
Luigi
one
one?
is a chicken pesto burger that's apparently really good.
That's fucked
I did
up.
not have that. I
Why is it?
I
chicken
had
pesto?
Because green.
I don't know.
Because green,
I
yeah.
had
green.
yeah. Okay.
I had the spaghetti that was off of the kids menu because I can't eat a lot of food. That's how my stomach works sometimes. And it was perfect amount of food. But the kids menu also had these little like croutons that had pictures of like a fire flower and a level up mushroom on it. And then included on it was a tiny little like breadstick, like cheesy breadstick. And then in a question block, there was a chocolate covered Oreo that looked like a coin.
What if the breadsticks
And it
look
was
like
delicious.
wigglers?
Also, if you
I
catch like
mean-
Frank the dishwasher out behind the restaurant, he gives you mushrooms. So
Like actually, like psychedelic mushrooms. Like
I hate this shit. Please take this.
what was?
This is the only way I can make it through the day.
So I got to be honest with you. Like Nintendo, like Super Nintendo World sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. Like
It is right now. It is right now. It's
Yeah,
Like-
Sarah,
fucking
did you enjoy any of this? Because your description does not sound fun at
not
all.
appealing at all.
So I enjoyed the Mario Kart ride a lot. It was legitimately a lot of fun. It also didn't make me sick. As someone who gets really bad motion sickness when it comes to like AR and VR stuff, it didn't make me sick whatsoever, and I really appreciated that. I enjoyed doing the like games and everything, and me and my friend both bought the bands, so it was fun for us to play on different teams. Like she was on Team Yoshi, I was on Team Peach. So we were basically
Hell
playing
yeah.
against each other. And yeah, and that was really fun. My only complaint is how fucking crowded it was. Because so the park has a capacity where Universal won't allow other people in. And even when the park opened early, we were still at capacity. So like it was so fucking crowded that I can get claustrophobic a little bit. And if you're still really worried about COVID, you're gonna hate it. Like, cause you are people to people. And it's a lot of families with like little kids, and it's a lot of adults our age who just really want to do it. So it's a great mix of people, but it's also incredibly like you basically can't breathe. And the one shitty thing is you can't leave. If you leave, you're not allowed back in.
Jesus Christ.
If you leave and you want to come back in, you
The
have to make a
phrase "you can't
reservation.
leave"
Yeah.
is not a good one.
I just like I've been observing the podcast as we've been talking about this, and I just love like the look of vague cosmic horror on Cam's face during this conversation.
It doesn't sound fun. Like
Cam's
I was like,
"Oh,
cool,
man."
Nintendo World, and now I'm like,
Look, he's scared. There's a place where Italians are real. No,
Sarah, I'm really glad you gave us this
Yeah.
description of it, because like every time I saw the pictures, I was just like, holy crap, that sounds incredible. And then this description sounds absolutely miserable.
Like this,
The one thing I will say about that is if you can get the early access tickets, then you are going to have a blast. We walked directly onto the Mario Kart ride. Like the ride shut down for like 30 minutes while we were in line, but then after they got it back
Somebody
up,
got
we
blue
didn't
shelled.
wait in a line. We just walked directly on. Now when we exited the ride, the wait time was 200 minutes. The wait time was like 3
what
hours.
the fuck that? Like this sounds
So we-
terrible.
You can watch
So
the Mario
we
movie while you wait
legitimately-
for the fucking ride.
You could watch it
So
twice.
like
You can
If
play through
you-
Mario Odyssey while waiting for the ride.
if you can get that early access ticket and you don't mind showing up at Universal at like 7 in the morning, you're fine. You can get everything done that you want to get done and not have to worry about a bunch of lines, because we didn't leave Super Nintendo World till I think around 12:30 in the afternoon. And then for those who don't know, Universal Studios Hollywood is a bottom lot and a top lot, and the bottom lot is where all their like roller coasters are. So we just went and did like the Mummy. We were going to do Jurassic Park, but it was like 40 degrees outside, and that's a water ride, so that was a no. So it's like we were able to do literally everything else we wanted after, and it wasn't like, because we only went for Super Nintendo World. That was the only reason we really went. And we got to do everything that we wanted to do. So we weren't angry. Would I recommend trying to get in if you don't have that early access pass? No. I would honestly wait a couple months until hopefully it dies down a little bit. Or if you're closer to Florida, and I know people hate the state of Florida, trust me, I do. They're opening a version of Super Nintendo World at Universal Florida.
as a Floridian,
They're-
don't come down here, guys.
Yeah.
Don't fucking come down here. Don't fucking come.
They're-
Leave me the fuck
they're
alone.
getting the Donkey Kong add-on.
Do not come down here. I want to ride that shit.
See, CJ just doesn't want anybody to come so he can have Donkey Kong all to himself.
It's like it's because it's like I think a lot of people are thinking they can just get into Super Nintendo World and do everything and be totally fine. It's line central. There's lines for everything.
Yeah,
There's
that's
lines
every-
to get into the gift
Yeah,
shop.
this-
that just sounds like Disney World.
But that's like every major addition to any
Yeah.
park, right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
Well,
and
like,
but it's like I feel like people are expecting they can get in and ride everything within like an hour, because there was so many people complaining about the Mario Kart wait. There was a bunch of people complaining about the wait to play the like little band
new-
games and everything.
it's a new part of a park. What do people expect? Like, you know,
It's also
like,
the first video game theme park here in the States. So
yeah, and it's like even with like the Star Wars stuff at Disney, there's certain things that like you have to make reservations for months in advance to even
oh shit. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to Disneyland in 2 weeks. I gotta fucking get that shit off.
Yeah,
exactly.
as someone who
So
just
it's
went
like-
through that.
All right, we got about 20 minutes left, and so there is one topic that I wanted us to cover, and it's Derek. Derek, do you want to kick us off here about game adaptations?
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, Sarah, thank you for that breakdown of Super Nintendo World.
Yeah.
and thank you for reassuring me that I will never go, at least not for a few
No.
years.
Okay, hold up. Podcast stretch goal. We're all
my
gonna go.
favorite thing. This is my favorite thing that I've ever bought ever. Hold on.
My favorite Pokemon, Yoshi.
That's
looks
pretty
like
good.
It's a cute headband.
Yeah, it is a good headband.
Pretty good.
It is
good.
a good headband.
It is.
All right, Derek, kick us off. What's our last topic here?
All right. So, The Last of Us, the HBO series, just wrapped. The series got a ton of attention outside of just gaming circles, and a ton of critical praise the entire way through the show's run. I mean, from episode 1. On top of that, we have the Mario movie that's about to hit in only a couple of weeks, if I remember correctly.
Can't fucking
Yeah, they
believe
bumped it
didn't
up.
I
think
they didn't release it on Mario Day.
I think I was reading that that's tracking for like an $80 to $90 million opening weekend, which
It'll
is
do good.
85 to 100, I believe was the
It'll do
estimate I
good.
saw earlier.
okay. So it's
It'll do
bumped up
good.
even more since I last
Yeah.
saw then.
It'll do good.
So
and
like
a lot of things lately have been overperforming studio estimates.
Yeah, especially if they get good word of mouth, which, I mean, I have decent expectations for this. The point is, y'all get ready for the big studios to start greenlighting fucking anything.
Well, they've already
video game related.
greenlighted. They've already greenlighted a God of War series, right?
That was that was announced ages ago, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of those things that's like on the books, but nothing was moving along. I think that's getting fast tracked.
I mean, that one was with Amazon. So
yeah. We also have the return of Castlevania sooner rather than later. Castlevania, was it Nocturne?
So fucking good.
What are they calling the revival series?
Are you talking about the one that's based on
Rondo
of Blood? Yeah.
What is it?
So that should be coming soon.
Chad Stahelski's doing the Ghost of Tsushima movie. I assume Ubisoft's gonna try to like now fucking fast track all their
we're gonna get another Sonic movie.
Sonic has had 2 good movies with a third on the way. There's been rumor mills that they're shopping
Uncharted.
a director for Uncharted. I think came and went.
It did really well.
It did okay.
Where is my Gears of War movie at?
Never.
I was gonna say,
isn't it at Netflix?
There's word that Detective Pikachu has a sequel like director being scouted out.
Yep.
So the point is, like, the stuff that was known is happening. And I would not be surprised if we started seeing a lot more video game adaptations greenlit. In especially with HBO. It's funny because it kind of shows both ways, right? HBO with The Last of Us shows that you can do something big budget and do a like prestige kind of video game as a series and give it the kind of the space and the air that it needs. But if the Mario movie does well, that's also going to show that you can take a lot of retro stuff that's like maybe light on story, and if you put the love and the effort into it, that you can really pull something even like Mario we thought would be undoable as a movie, and yet here they fucking are. So like,
right.
If this is going to happen, if we're going to start seeing studios rush to greenlight anything they can, what are some things you think might be coming? Some things that you expect might be coming, or some things you fear might be coming. I see Sarah's hand.
Hi. I hate to keep bringing it up, but I will keep bringing it up. I honestly think the Gears of War movie might happen, strictly because
it's Netflix. It's Netflix.
It's Netflix.
Yeah, but like I think it's actually maybe moving along because the guy who wrote the comics on the like the Gears comics, and he wrote Gears 2 on Twitter, he's been actively mentioning that he's working on something Gears of War again, like not even hiding it. He literally said, "I'm back at business," quote, retweeting a Gears of War art that he had done. So it's like, I honest to God think that whatever's happening in Gears of War, either show or movie or whatever it is, might be being fast tracked. Something I also think could happen as well is a Dead Space movie, especially since
I can see that.
John Carpenter has gone on record. I think he recently said in an interview that he wanted to make a Dead Space
He'd be good for it.
movie.
He'd be a good choice.
So with that coming back, also, I honestly wouldn't
He-
be surprised
So-
if that
He
happened.
actually had a
also.
recent interview where he mentioned that again, and he's like, "Yeah, but they got a different director for it." So I think he accidentally
flat out
leaked
confirmed
that
it.
a Dead Space movie is
I
happening.
didn't know about
Honestly,
that.
I would love to finally see Resident Evil get a movie. Like I know
my
that
God.
there haven't been any
We are
Resident
getting
Evil
another
movies or
CGI
shows.
film. We're getting
But
another CGI film.
but no,
Those
like
never count.
in all seriousness, something that'll never happen, and I think it would have to be animated in the style of the game. At least the cutscenes of the game would be Final Fantasy Tactics. Would make like a great series, like a dark, mature storyline. It'll never happen, but that's something I would absolutely love to see. As far as something like realistic, and I'll say my piece and I'll kick it over to Cam. But I would love to see like I'm so upset that Prince of Persia the movie ended up sucking. Because I would love to see like an honest to goodness real take at Prince of Persia with actual Middle Eastern Iranian actors. Like that to me would just be because I mean that's such a cool story to be told there. But Cam, what are you thinking, man?
I really like. I don't know. I'm not like I'm really not. There's nothing that really comes to mind like immediately because like when I look at the good adaptations that we have now, the ones that I really enjoyed the most are the ones that are kind of just like their own thing that just exists in that world, like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Like for me, was like
that's
It was
so
excellent.
good.
was phenomenal, and like Arcane. I don't go ahead.
No, but like in Cyberpunk's case, you could have removed the Cyberpunk name and it would have just been like a good sci-fi anime, right? Like that's sort of the point, right? Like it doesn't necessarily feel like Cyberpunk 2077. It doesn't have the baggage of it.
Yeah, and like Arcane, right? Like Arcane is like, for some people they like it more than Cyberpunk. Most people I'd say they like it more than Cyberpunk. I personally like Cyberpunk more, but like they're still both phenomenal in their own right. And you don't need to know anything about League of Legends to watch Arcane.
I've never touched a single game from Riot, and I loved Arcane.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God. I was just talking about Arcane before I got on the podcast because Zach and I are talking about stuff we need to watch. And Cyberpunk came up. We are almost done with that. We need to finish that. We never completed it. And then I was like, I've watched Arcane. I watched it by myself. He's never watched Arcane. And I was like, you need to fucking watch Arcane. I was like, it's so fucking good. Like, I will never play League of Legends, but I will watch the shit out of some Arcane.
So like in all seriousness, do you know what I think would make a good like an HBO series, right? Like you couldn't do this in a movie, but Red Dead Redemption.
I was thinking, that was one of the few things I was thinking was Red Dead Redemption is like part of me agrees with that. Like if you just wanted to like tell like Arthur and John's stories, you could do that. You could structure it in a way that like that could be done well. But I also think part of, especially in Red Dead 2, I would say, a part of like that, what makes Red Dead Redemption is the world, is the the exploration and stuff like that. But I definitely do think that like you could make a great adaptation if they went down that route.
So John, to your point, look,
go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean, but like
no, please.
A lot of the best video games, or a lot of the most popular video games, are already ripping off movies, right? Uncharted is basically an Indiana Jones riff. Assassin's Creed is like a Matrix riff. Max Payne 3 is unabashedly a Man on Fire ripoff.
Oh yeah.
Red Dead 1 is a bizarre mix of like all the aesthetics are ripped from spaghetti westerns, but it's telling a very revisionist western like story. So it's almost like doing Unforgiven in a weird way. Red Dead 2 is like the only story-based game that I've played where you can't pull any of its influences, right? You can't. There is nothing there. Maybe the closest is like something like Heaven's Gate, but only like meta in like a meta sense where it's too big to the point where it might fail, or something like Sorcerer where it's too big, it could potentially fail and like fall apart. I think that's the only game but I think that's, but like Camp said, right? The main draw of a game like that is that interactivity, right? It's a game where you could pick up a can and you could like examine every single side of the can. You could put it down.
What if that was in the show though? Like, just he picks up a can, he's just like, and it's
Well, that's sort of the thing.
looking at it.
It robs, right? Because like Naughty Dog's whole shtick is like, well, let's just rip off like movies we like, or like this is rip off like prestige movies. Do a prestige version of a game that's easy to like translate into a show, right? Everything in The Last of Us you've seen in other movies, right? You've seen Children of Men, you've seen what's the Cormac McCarthy now? You've seen The Road, right? It's just pulling from that, and then you've read Lone Wolf and Cub. Let's just pull from that. Red Dead 2 exists because it doesn't want to copy anything. I really don't think like I think that's sort of the problem with most video game adaptations, because they're just pulling from things that already rip off movies. Even the fucking like and
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid is no, it's Escape from New York. It's
that's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's every, so that's sort of why it doesn't work, right? Because everything is. Oh, and I think we talked about this, John. When we're talking about Call of Duty, it's like they're all games made by the people who grew up watching Die Hard, but not absorbing what makes Die Hard like special, why it's good.
Well, so hold on. Like Britt mentioned Metal Gear. We are getting a Metal Gear Solid movie.
It's gonna suck.
That's been a thing that's been in the works since the mid 2000s.
Oscar Isaac has been cast as like
but that's been going on. That is
when
filming starts.
All right, come on,
it'll happen.
When filming starts, I will believe it. But that's one of those things that's in development hell. Like,
by the way, a new Persona game just got announced.
Not a real one. It doesn't count.
I think there's a way to make the Metal Gear Solid movie good. I just think that like, I think the biggest pull from Metal Gear 1 specifically is the, spoilers for a 30-year-old game, but like the revelation that like everyone that you have killed in this game, you are technically related to. Like you are like,
oh man,
yeah, you are like,
wait, what?
So you are like
just silence after that,
genetically connected to, and it's just like, oh fuck, that is wild to think about. And like how they would like make that reveal meaningful in a movie format, because when you're when you're in a game, you're doing the action, you're like doing this thing like, oh, he's just some normal goon that I've killed before, and like, and I recently, like, I played Metal Gear Solid for the first time within like the past like 3 or 4 years. So like this is still like relatively fresh to me. But then like, and I didn't know like this reveal going into it. So like when I found out, it's like, oh fuck, like that's crazy. Like I get even though I have problems with Metal Gear Solid 1, like it controls like ass, like you like.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Speak your truth. Go ahead.
Like one of the worst, like for the great game that it is, one of the
worst it hasn't aged well.
Control-wise games I've ever played. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And
how many times, Cam, have you meant to choke a guard out only to just like tap him on the shoulder with a punch? And
oh yeah, just like I literally stop moving and I'm going to grab him, and he's just like. I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just throw him over my fucking shoulder, and you're like, God damn it, I'm restarting it for the third time in 5 minutes.
And Cam, to your point, it's the same thing as Red Dead 1, right? Kojima's whole deal was he wanted to make movies, but he realized games, it's a different business. Everything about Metal Gear Solid 1 can only exist in a video game, right? Everything from the sort of like, what is a Psychomantis telling you that your memory card has like the Castlevania save files, to the switching to player 2 port, stuff like that can only exist in that medium. Hell, even Metal Gear Solid 3, which I assume where is this movie gonna pull from? Is it gonna pull from 1, or is it gonna pull from
MGS1? I believe is what it's supposed to be.
So, even then, the meta stuff, what are they gonna do? Tell you that the theater next door is playing fucking a movie? Like, you know what I'm saying? All the most, because when you strip away all the game parts, you're just getting like a pretty badly translated like espionage thriller, right?
I think we're also forgetting about doing like other games, because my brain was just thinking about like the Dark Pictures, like horror movies based off of the Dark Pictures, or my brain also went to like someone in the chat brought up 2017's Prey. And I think the one thing for those who have listened to the Last of Us show, the podcast that Troy Baker has been hosting, they revealed that PlayStation approached Craig Mason and handed him a list of games and was like, pick whatever you want to make something. So like companies are actively approaching people, just giving them a list of their like published games and being like, do whatever you want.
I mean, Sony's got so
no.
many in the works right now. And I mean, there's one thing that we don't have much time, but I know Bungie has talked about wanting to do transmedia stuff for Destiny, and I'm really interested to see what kind of shape that takes.
Yeah.
Because I think that could be a really good opportunity for them to tell some of the stories that are have been just kind of in lore, or, you know, mysteries that we don't like fully have solved, and actually show it, like, you know, do an animated series about like the collapse or something like that. Something that ties in on a level that's not directly translating the games. I think that's kind of it kind of goes back to what Cam was saying, that I think there's like some real potential to do some series that are good as like both standalone things and supplementary material for games. I think I'm more interested in that than like straight adaptations.
I mean,
and I'm really interested to see where that stuff goes.
The last thing I want to say before John, I know wants to say something.
No, please.
Which I feel like we haven't talked about, which I think the game has, like, we have kind of seen the seeds being planted throughout the past years, is Fortnite. Like, there's a Fortnite movie coming, y'all. Like, and The Rock is going to be the
fuck?
I don't know.
Well, The Rock will be there. I don't know that I believe in a Fortnite movie, but The Rock will be there.
Ryan Reynolds will be there.
No, The Rock will be in there. Brie Larson is going to be in it.
Reynolds,
like they've been planting the seeds of these actors basically being these characters, so that when the movie comes out, these kids are going to know these characters already. They're going to be like, and like Fortnite is just such a mass. It's not just a game; it's a platform, and we've seen it. We've seen the seeds being planted, and it's just, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before they officially announce this movie. They announce a director, and we know that The Rock is going to star in it, because The Rock doesn't do movies where he doesn't star in it. He's said that at this point. Like, if I'm not the star, I don't want to be in it. He's like Will Smith, and Brie Larson's going to be in it, and a bunch of other people that they're like probably going to introduce over time.
So I want to say that probably, I mean, if you're talking about really good video game to film adaptations, I mean, you've got to talk about that porno film based on The Witcher, right? Like,
no, John, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about, and you need to quit bringing it up.
Because it's probably way better than the game itself. Go, John. Let's hear it.
What? Okay. One thing I'm going to say really quick, because someone in the chat thought about, and this is something that I want. I fucking want it so bad. Give me a fucking Wolf Among Us show. Give me a Wolf Among Us show.
Oh yeah.
Or movie. Like, I've already said like a few times that I would love a Bong Joon-ho Wolf Among Us movie. Like, that is like I want that so fucking bad. Like, after I saw Parasite, I was like, this motherfucker could do it.
You know what would be bouncing off what Cam said, a Walking Dead show would be really good too.
I got one. Shut the fuck up. I got one. And it's only because you said the syllable
after you,
wolf.
Derek, I want to go.
All right. Only because you said the syllable wolf. Somebody's got to cook up a Wolfenstein movie.
Bro, just watch Iron Cross. Okay, guys, we're not real. There are good movies and all these games rip off.
Yes, but you can make. There are not enough movies about just
Glorious
blowing
Bastard.
Nazis' heads off. I have, but they can't make.
Overlord.
But I've watched all three of those, dickhead. But they're not making sequels or more of them.
Italy has a bunch of things called macaroni war films. Incredible shit from the 60s and 70s.
I see what it is. CJ just doesn't want there to be more movies about killing Nazis because we've already got enough of them.
Wait. One, I just learned in chat that Nintendo bought Super Hornio Brothers in the 90s.
That's like an old. Yes.
I did not know that. But also, so Justin dropped the name of the Witcher porno in chat. Justin, what's the subtitle of that game?
Oh, I didn't know there was a subtitle.
You didn't know there's a subtitle?
No. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna.
You can't say it because it contains
I just popped it in chat. I just popped it in chat.
No.
That's the
Oh my
subtitle.
god.
That's the subtitle of The Witcher porno.
Oh, I didn't
What's
think
what-
that's what it would be. Okay.
What is it? What is
Of
it?
course, that's what it is. Check in the chat.
Derek, I need to know what you thought it was going to be.
Derek, what did you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be wild and then a tremendously rude
yes.
slang for genitalia that I won't repeat.
That's a really good one. Yo, that's a really good one. Yo, Derek. Hey,
That would have
hey.
been better.
Yeah, that honestly would have been kind of better.
Because I'm not checking Twitch. What is it?
It's the bitcher. The dildo of destiny has two ends,
Oh my
which is
God.
bad.
Bro,
That's a bad
stupid-ass
subtitle.
name.
That's a
bad
bad
They could
subtitle.
have just said,
They
you know,
could've-
Witcher 3, like Wild Ass or something. Oh, and better.
Why? Wild.
It's incredible that I gave you the correct answer and you
Derek,
bypassed it.
Derek, you're so bad. You're so bad, Derek.
No,
believe that's where your head went.
He's correct.
Good night.
He's correct.
Well, don't even get me started on the Final Fantasy 15 porno.
No, John, we're not doing this.
Okay,
Oh, you
so
mean the
I'm
one
gonna go
starring
next.
cockpits?
Takes as long to get through as the
I
game.
haven't got to go yet. I'm gonna go next because I haven't
Please,
got to
Britt.
go yet.
Please, no. by all
Britt's
means.
got to go.
I gotta go. Bye, guys.
Go piss, girl.
So I don't really have a specific game or movie in mind because I think games. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I think games tell stories better than movies can.
Oh,
They have the
Britt.
ability to, yeah.
Britt,
I
no.
think they can. At least they hold my interest better. Sometimes. I don't know. I like watching cutscenes. You know what? It's fine. Just ignore me. But one thing I do want to say about it is that I wish when making these adaptations, they would consider the original voice actors as people in these roles that they have already played and that they're used to. You know, obviously Ashley Johnson can't play Ellie because she's not that old and she's not that young and everything, but stop, John.
Hey, that was the funniest thing John's ever written in his entire life. I want to give that to him. But man.
Anyway, so I just I like the fact that The Last of Us gave the original Ellie and Joel roles in the film because they obviously could not play those roles in
could have been Joel.
adaptation.
He
Huh?
could have been Joel. He could have been
He would have been a
Joel.
Yeah, like
Joel.
the most
He would've
annoying
been a
Joel ever who just bitches about like bad critical reviews and shit like that. I want to
And then
The
tresses
man
some
in the
NFTs.
arena or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
the
But
man in the arena.
I say that because with God of War coming out, I think Christopher Judge
Chris Judge has to be Kratos.
he
has to be
is the
Kratos.
best choice for that role in that position.
Which is
and
why
I'm-
it won't be Christopher Judge. You know that. Like,
I'm so fucking.
it'll be
But
like fucking Tom Hardy. Or
Corey is an
something.
executive producer. I bet you he's gonna fight for Christopher Judge though.
He
He's
won't
gonna
win.
fight.
I want him to
I
win,
hope
but
he
he won't.
does. John,
I like
I
that.
no,
Might
I
even,
want.
that,
I'm just
that might
saying.
even be
and then
like
there's also like cases like, you know, they're supposed, you know, in early they're working
gonna
apparently
get The
working
Rock.
on a Ghost of Tsushima movie, and like Daisuke Tsuji is literally Jin. Like,
Yeah,
he's the
he's
voice
literally
actor,
Jin.
and they literally scan him for that
Look,
character.
Justin, here's the thing. It's the director of Bullet Train. It's gonna be the most whitewashed version of Japan you're ever gonna see in a fucking like ever. So
that
you know
Tom
what?
Cruise, the Last Samurai
But
movie, or whatever the fuck that was.
Keanu Reeves.
Brad Pitt,
Keanu
the
Reeves.
Mexican, yeah.
Brit, speak
Keanu Reeves.
Brit, speak your truth about Mimir. Who do you want to play Mimir?
Den-
No,
Denzel-
CJ and I are shit talking. CJ said Tom Holland as Kratos, and I said Chris Pratt as
Timmy-
Mimir.
Oh god.
as a
I told you
trade,
it's gonna be The Rock.
Cooper Hoffman as Thor. You know, we got the Licorice Pizza cast somewhere in there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. The God of War movie.
All right, take us the fuck offline, Derek. Jesus, this has been.
This went so far off the rails, and I blame
It-
John for bringing up fucking porno.
I
God.
tried to bring it back.
It was too
First,
late.
before we go, Sarah, thanks so much for coming and telling
Yeah.
us about Super Mario World.
Yes.
Where can we find you?
Thank you. My Twitter is at Sarah of Mars, I have a blog. I haven't written out in a really long time, but I will. I promise. You can find the link on my Twitter. And before I leave, Michael Sarah as Atreus. Okay, bye.
Oh.
Okay, bye. Goodbye.
Cam,
No.
where can
Cam,
people find you for
lovely to have you. Where can
taking
we
away
find
from
you to
this?
get more of this?
Next Friday, I'll find him at PAX, baby.
Next Thursday. Oh, are you not showing up on Friday?
I'll be there on Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Twitter at CamFinalMix. I'm on this week's episode of Unlocked if you want to check that out. My Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC review is on IGN.com right now. Unlocking Kingdom Hearts podcast. If you if you've been wanting to play through the series for the first time, whatever it may be, now's the perfect time to jump in as we're starting a new story saga. You can check that out. Our next episode is going to be on Birth by Sleep. That's going to come out next week. And yeah, and then I'm going to be at PAX East. So if you're going to be at PAX East,
I'm so jealous of everybody that gets to go.
You can swing by, say hi, and all that jazz.
And next PAX or next week, next week on Saturday at PAX, I will be on Stack Up's Veterans Gaming and War Stories panel. That is from 6 to 7. I can't remember the exact theater right now, but I will tweet it out. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll tweet out where it's at. And I'm Stack Up as an organization I greatly admire for all their work they do for disabled veterans and veterans suffering from PTSD and mental health issues. So I am very honored to be on that panel.
Basically, from our Mario conversation, John does not like big crowds, so this is the perfect place for him to be. So if you see him, make sure you go fucking crowd him and just grab
surprise him. Don't let him know you're coming.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I am exactly the kind of guy that you want to surprise. Like that is I highly recommend you come and like.
I do it all the time.
John's not gonna punch you out. Don't worry.
Try to surprise me. Donnie in chat said benefits a great cause you stand for and keeps you from playing Overcooked on stage again. Yeah, I'm never living that one down. I'll be 80 years old and like my last word.
Oh my God, Adam.
Still be sharing that picture of you going.
When we met up at Extra Life, Finn just kept showing me the clip of you playing Overcooked.
I'll be 80 years old and my last words, my last words, like Jaden, I'll be like, Jaden, and I'm going to grab him and pull him close. He's like, what is it, Dad? I'm just going to say, Overcooked is.
No, and then at your funeral, we're just going to play that. There's not going to be an in memoriam. It's just going to be that fucking clip.
Just me going
with Lean on Me playing in the background.
Have you played that new Overcooked game? What is it called? Like Played Up or something like that?
Not. I'm never playing Overcooked or anything like it ever again.
Guys, let's play Overcooked together sometime.
I want to fucking. I demanded Overcooked at the fucking Extra Life stream.
We'll do it.
We'll do it this year.
We'll do it this year.
Britt, I was on your team. We were pretty bad.
We did amazing.
I don't remember it like that, but sure, yeah.
All right, guys. Derek, take us offline. Kindness costs nothing. Everybody, we'll see you next week.
I don't have to take us offline until I feel like it.
Oh shit!
That's right now. Bye, everybody.
I'm drunk enough to do my Ray Romano impression. All right.